All right, everyone. Welcome to Film Study. I'm here with Coach Williams. I'm excited. We're doing something a little different. Normally, we teach, coverages last time, and we thought about doing runs, but we're actually going to do player-specific breakdowns with who I'm calling the transfer trio. So that's Silas Bolden out of Oregon State, Mathew Golden out of Houston, and then Isaiah Bond out of Alabama. So we're going to look at kind of their key plays, what we think are the essence of these players, and we'll be able to check them out. But first, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to that AK mark, and then use promo code IT1 to get 2 months of Inside Texas for only $1. It's a great deal. So, Coach, first, let's hit Silas Bolton. All right, Coach, so we got the film pulled up, and I admittedly didn't do enough research into his game. I saw his size. I think he's at 5'8", 157 pounds. I kind of thought this is Keelan Robinson style for Sark's offense. It's going to be kind of gadgety, and I just didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. So this first play, we're actually going to see kind of what I thought uh, I didn't realize that he would be good at, which is a really technical route runner and all that stuff. I thought he'd be more of a screen guy, but he proves me wrong here, so I'm really excited about this play.
Yeah, definitely, man. So kind of see Oregon State here, line up in a tight bunch formation, kind of giving off a run. So you got all these guys in the box here. So just to tell you, he's going to end up running out and up. And he does a good job, right? What we call an expand out, right? He kind of expands the route, right? So makes this guy get off his landmark to get out here. But he also creates enough space for himself so that most people, when they run out and up, they go right here and they're right here, right? Which sandwiches you between these two guys. But he kind of expands the route first, before running the out and up. Let's just see him get off the ball here. Expands his route. First thing this guy does is bail out this way. He's still in the box, so he's already creating his space from the beginning, right? Take a look here. Here he is selling the out route. Look at his head. His shoulders are everything pointing upfield still, right? So he can easily get back vertical in the route. This guy's already kind of bailing out of there. Right there. I'm going to say it's over. He's selling and looking. He's looking at the sideline like it's out route. He has his shoulders turned. Everything's pointing towards the sideline. This guy has no choice but to respect it. He doesn't feel like he's going vertical because he sold the out route so well. And plus, he's looking at the quarterback size, right? As you see, it's over at this point. This guy's flat-footed. He doesn't even know what route he's running because, like I said, his eyes are turned. His hips are turned facing this way. DJ's selling it very well, looking this way, so he has no reason to even play that way whatsoever. That corner is beat. And look at the quick suddenness, man. The quick out route and the out.
And very, very smooth as well.
Definitely. Selling with the arm movement, the head fake, and the whole body. Like, that's how you sell it out and up. See, he's wide open. Now, I want to point out another thing. He gets open, and look at him. He looks the ball, and you can kind of see him really tracking. Look how his arms are. Not all the way from the outside of his body. Everything's in form, right? Good running form. Hands in tight, close to his body. You can see his head. See his head looking back for the ball. He's tracking the ball very well. And he looks the ball in. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. You can kind of see the ball's about right here. All right, look at his hands. They're kind of open. Not too far away from his body, so he can kind of cradle it in. Looks the ball in. You got a touchdown, man.
All right, and then now let's go to the next play where it's more the traditional style of what I thought he would do. All right, so this is the screen, which I thought admittedly would kind of make him the gadget type of player. But we saw in the last clip he can do a lot more. But this is the core of why Sark was probably very excited because we know Sark loves the screen game.
Yeah, definitely. You see Oregon here kind of in 12 personnel, something else Sark loves to do. Kind of got him in a stacked bunch formation here. Here he is at the bottom of the screen. They're going to end up throwing a bubble screen to him. Get your lead blocker here, right? He blocks him. Means you only got to beat this guy one-on-one. You got no speed to beat anybody inside of here, right?
And when you have a smaller wide receiver, you're going to like that stack look because that keeps him from getting pressed.
Definitely. See here, quick bubble screen. This guy blocks this guy. Right now, it's one-on-one versus him and him. As long as he blocks, this guy is one of him. This guy has no chance of catching him. This guy can't catch him, and he's not going to catch him. See, does his job. Now, I want to point something out. When you know the ability of your teammate, you know exactly what they can do, right? This guy has his hands up. He knows his touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? All he knows is this guy needs a little bit of a step, a little bit of a crease. He's going to go score. Now, all you got to do, like I talked about, you got to make one guy miss, right? And he has the ability to stop on a dime and make anybody miss. Xavier Worthy-esque, right? He can stop on a dime and then accelerate right back into to the path he was headed. I
Yeah,
just want to show it.
you'll see a
Stop.
wavy style play right here.
This guy's off balance. He was looking for the big hit, maybe. He's created enough space between himself and him, so they're not going to catch him. This guy's going to end up missing because he's out of position. He's able to stop. Oh, see you later. It's like break dancing here. Still
Hmm.
has enough room after making the move to score to get in the end zone. Ends up diving, but yeah, touchdown.
Touchdown. I'm excited, man. And he just got to campus. So it's going to be awesome to hear about reports of him coming out of fall because Sark is going to love his versatility. And then also we have another transfer out of Houston and Mathew Golden, and he's a different style of receiver. So let's pull up the tape on him. Okay, then we have Houston versus Rice. And personal preference wise, I like receivers that can make the catch in traffic. Strong guys that like to go for the moss and that kind of stuff. And I think that's what Golden brings to the table. And we'll definitely need it in the red zone, as you'll see on these two clips.
Yeah, you know what I like about him? It shows his versatility, right? Because usually he lines up outside the Z or the X. Look at him; he's playing slot here. Uh, they're I want to say 11 personnel here. Love it. Watch him work through traffic here, right? I mean, he does a great job creating space. And everybody knows in the red zone, you got to get open quick. There's not much time. There's not much room. There's not many spaces you can get open. So you got to make your move quick, get to in the throwing lane, and hopefully the quarterback throws you the ball. So just kind of take a look at what he does here. Good release, as you see. Oh, got the defender. Got what we call an A-step, rocker step, where he kind of gives a move because he wants to go inside. Gets this guy to go for the fake pretty much so he can get inside of him and get inside this throwing lane, which is right here. As you see, linebacker is dropping back in zone. This guy took two guys away from him, so now it's him versus these two. And then you have this guy here creating more space for him to get the ball. And then you see the quarterback's already thrown the ball. They're looking at him. He's too late. He's beat. Mathew does a great job. And this is something receivers work on every single day in practice, right?
Yeah, the
Distraction.
focus here.
To look the ball in with somebody waving the hand or hand in front of you because they're trying to swat the ball. It's like I said, something they work on every single day. And this is what bringing practice to the field looks like, right? So I'm just going, you see his eyes looking back for the ball. He got his hands ready. This guy's not distracting him whatsoever. And one thing I want to point out, just like Silas Bolden, he looks the ball in. Ball's here. Look where his hands at. Look at his head is facing. Looking at the ball. You catch the ball with your eyes, not your hand, right? Look the ball in every single time. As you see, he's still looking at the ball. He hasn't hit the ground yet. But ends up with a touchdown, man. That's a huge play in the red zone.
Okay, coach. Then we have another red zone play, and he's not just a red zone threat. I mean, this guy's a kick returner. I mean, he can go deep too. But this is what I really like, and I think uniquely he can bring to the team because we need some red zone help, like kind of AD's ability last year. And what's nice here is that Dana Holgerson makes sure that he gets him matched up one on one.
Right. You saw in the last red zone clip, he was in the slot. Now here he is outside here, one on one versus this guy here. We talk about bigger body. Again, this is a guy off balance with a little A step, so he can work outside release. He does a really great job of doing that. He really sells his routes perfectly.
Yeah.
But you see, this DB is turning and grabbing, holding on to him, trying to knock him off his path. Yep. And he doesn't move. He doesn't budge. He's a bigger receiver who can play through contact, and that's really, really huge.
And keeps his eyes on the ball through all that.
He does. Again, look at him. This guy's basically tackling him, as you can see, right? Got his arms ready, fighting through the contact, still to get his arms up to catch the ball, which is really, really huge because most time DBs will try to play through your hands and knock your hands down where you can't catch it. Referee doesn't really call it as much, but got his head back for the ball, looks the ball in, catches it, secures it against his body. Even with this guy on him, man, you got a touchdown. That's a huge play.
Absolutely. And then finally, we have Isaiah Bond out of Alabama. So let's bring up the tape on him, Coach. All right. So we know Sark loves speed. That's a common theme. I mean, he just had the fastest receiver ever, combine-wise. And Sark wanted to replenish some of that. And he made a smart choice in bringing in Isaiah Bond. So let's see what happens when you let Isaiah Bond run free downfield.
Yeah, man, talk about speed. This guy here, you want to try to get your hands on at the line of scrimmage to slow him down because if you don't, I feel sorry for anybody trying to cover this guy. Here he is, lined up in the slot versus this nickel slash linebacker, which is already a mismatch, right? I think A&M was playing pretty much cover three. In this clip here, as you see, we talked about speed. You don't want to give this guy a free release. Right now, you're putting pressure on this guy and this guy because he's so fast. As you see, he's already making up ground, right? Pause it here. He has to respect this guy because he's going vertical. He's playing the middle of the field. He's bailing. This guy here is supposed to, give some kind of resistance, get in his way a little bit.
Right, right.
Throw it off. You're looking at him, but then he doesn't touch him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Gets kind of a little A-step, right?
That's how you get the other safety where he's holding his hands up after the play. That's how you get it real quick.
Right. Look where he is now. I want to point this out when running this route. He ran like a little post. I say posting up. Sold the post and then he's getting back vertical. One thing I like about it is he didn't go all wild. Like he was able to stay kind of in form and running, right? He wasn't all wild, swinging his arms side to side and throwing him off his path.
Yep.
Sold the post and got vertical. Pretty much stayed down the hash marks, which is what you want, right? Because you don't want to run a route and fade into this or kind of veer over here to get these guys into play. You want much space as possible for the quarterback can complete the ball.
And it helps your quarterback. He knows what trajectory you're on.
Correct. You kind of see him standing straight. Like I said, this guy didn't give any kind of resistance. This guy, like we talked about in our coverage video, once they get vertical past a certain yardage, it's man, right? So he had to take him, right? This safety was way over here instead of the middle of the field, but the quarterback sold it very well because he was looking to the boundary side. He has no chance of making up and getting over here to get to Isaiah Bond. And this guy here is still, the ball is thrown, but he's still facing the quarterback for some reason. But as you see, he stops, see the ball's going to be thrown short. He turns around like a punt returner or kick returner, right? Kind of show that. Adjusts his body so that he can catch the ball. Doesn't fear this guy coming over to make contact with him, right? Yeah. Secures the catch with his body. You kind of see his hands right here. Looking the ball in, I want to say. And then securing it against his chest so that if he does have contact, the ball's not going to move. It's not going to bounce off and go anywhere, right?
Yep.
Then you got a touchdown. You don't let that kind of speed go free at the line, man. You just don't. Or that's going to be the result.
Yep, and we're about to see another example of Isaiah Bond on the loose. All right, Coach, so we have Isaiah Bond versus Tennessee. And then, from your coaching background, so you're coaching DBs right here, and you're up against an Isaiah Bond. You're up against an Xavier Worthy speed. What do you tell your player there? Are you protecting him schematically? I mean, it's not like you can tell him, like, look, you can't run with him. So, what do you actually do as a coach when you're facing these type of talents?
Yeah, so he's a deep threat. If you look at the scout report, hey, this guy has the ability to run by you, right? So if I'm a coach, I'm telling these guys, I'll give him anything from here to here. We're not getting beat deep. Play on top of his shoulder best way you can. Bump into him, try to be a little physical, I guess, like to slow him down. But I'll give you any hitch route, any out route. I can rally and tackle, right? But I'm not going to let you get vertical one-on-one against me and use your speed, which is his superpower, so to speak.
And hey, here it would have been nice if you were coaching DBs because he does get one-on-one here. So let's check it out. This nickel, is it a nickel that ends up on him?
It is, and so Alabama uses motion here. As you see, he follows. Now he's pointing, so he's like, "I got one." It means you take two, right? Okay, cool. They're playing like a two-man, so he has this half the field, this half the field, right? So we got pretty much man coverage. Again, like we talked about, free release. Nobody's up here. You're going to let him get to his top end speed before he even, you even get close to him, right? He's going to get on top of your toes so quick, you don't have a chance. Exactly what he does. Free release. As you see, he's about to set him up. This guy's already beat because with a guy this fast, you better open up and run already. It was too late.
Yeah.
Safety's in the middle of the field. He's creating some space for himself with this route here. Great job, Alabama, with the scheme. And as you see, it's kind of too late. This guy's falling down. Kind of gave him like a little A-step. So he get back vertical, got out of his way. Eyes are on the quarterback when they should be. Hips are open the right way, but his head's the wrong way. He should be here looking at this guy, right? So they can kind of sandwich in between. But
no.
A little bit of mistake is all it takes against a guy with so much speed. As you see, flat-footed. He got caught looking. This guy is trying to regain his balance.
Yep.
Isaiah Bond is gone. Gets his head back. Let's see. He does a great job of tracking the ball. I know the film's kind of blurry there where I stopped it, but does a good job. Arms within the frame of his body. He's not running all wild. And that's one thing I want to point out. Like, these guys, you can tell they're track guys. They got some track background to them because the form is pretty good. Adjust to the ball. I want to say he slows down, waits for the ball, catches it, you got a touchdown. Like, nobody within like 5 yards of him, man. Like, let this guy have a free release. So this is going to be the result all day long.
Coach, I think Sark went 3 for 3 on these guys. I'm super excited after, especially studying the film, man. We got speed. We got some dudes, man. And we had quite the squad last year at wide receiver. And this is just our transfers. We're not talking about anybody else on the roster. I mean, this is a crazy talented room. Chris Jackson is a lucky guy. So fans, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to like our video, subscribe to the channel, and use promo code IT1 to get 2 months of InsideTexas.com for only $1. Coach, thanks for your time. Audience, thanks for yours. Have a good one.